All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is 12:33 in the afternoon of October the 12th, 2021, and today I get to do a $217 recap. So yeah, you can see here I traded Ntrb a few times, two times too many. INMD, TTM, Afrm. And then I went ahead and got rid of my BNO contracts, as well as my gold. I only had one gold contract that I put on. So we just kind of go over it here. Let's see. So starting with Ntrb, this morning I traded Ntrb for the break. Let's see. Momentum works pre-market. This is the 5 minute. Let me move over to the 1 minute. The 5 minutes is the correct time frame to have into the day. Now let's see. I didn't have the. I didn't put the Fibonacci on it until after the bell rang. And let me see where I got in. I don't remember exactly. Let's see. I think 966. It was either 966 or I don't think it was 1025. I don't remember. Well, anyway, I traded 500 shares this morning, and I only got 20 cents off of it. And actually, I think I was in right up here, kind of high. Yeah, it was after this pullback right here, right around $10.26 or so. I think that's where I got in. Anyway. So I got a 20 cent per share profit off of those 500 for a $100 gain, and then during the main session, I dropped it down from 500 to 200, and just couldn't catch momentum on this thing. It looks like I did manage right in here. I did manage to trade. Well, it comes up to 77. I did manage to trade it profitably one time during. Oh yeah, and actually I remember where it was. So it ran up, and I attempted to trade this for the break. I wasn't in for this big run, and then, geez, I don't remember. I don't remember what time it was. Let's see. Oh, I don't have timestamps on my transactions. Well, so the one time that I did, I attempted to trade it right around in here somewhere for the break over the high. And I didn't get punished too badly because I did wait until it dropped down here below 11 to get into an entry. And I remember. And it was this candle right here where it started running up. So I was like, okay, I was in for like $11.08 per share on 200 shares right here. And it started running up to, it ran up to the mid 11s right here. And I was like, okay, we're going. We've got momentum. The trading gods, whatever the exchange is allowing momentum to occur again. Because on this candle, it actually squeezed up into a halt. It actually squeezed up into a 5 minute halt, opened back up higher, ran up. I didn't participate in this area right here, thank goodness. I waited for the pullback. Got the pullback, got a decent entry on the pullback, but then it just, as soon as it started to squeeze up again, as soon as the stock started to squeeze up again, it got knocked down. Now this stock only has an outstanding share size of 6.35 million and a float of, I think it was like let me see here, where did it go? Ntrb, 3.35 million, 3.57 million share float. So a little bit of buying would go a long way in sending this stock price higher. But for whatever reason, momentum these days is just dead. And so I managed to get out of this thing. I mean, it really dumped. And so I managed to get out of it. I don't remember. It wasn't too punishing of a loss, I don't think. I mean, it's only 200 shares. So I think I may have gotten out of it with like a 50-cent loss. Let's see, 11 there, 10. I don't remember. I think I let go of it before it hit below 1072, but I really don't remember. So then I was like, okay, so here we are. Here's the day. Let me put on the 5-minute. I was like, okay, it started slowing down. So I was like, let me put on the 5-minute. Let me put a Fibonacci on. And then sure enough, here we go. So in the morning, it came down below the 75% level that I like to use. And so I got it down here, and I was like, okay, $9.89. I put in an order for 200 shares at $9.89. And it looked like it was going to start gathering some steam again, but it fell back down. And so I wound up only making, I think, about $30 on this trade right here, which is only 15 cents on 200 shares. So I was keeping an eye on it. I was kind of keeping an eye on it. And so then it started to curl back up again. So I was long another 200 shares right in here at, I want to say roughly $10.40. I was like, okay, it broke volume weighted average price. It closed above and it started creeping up and then just dumped. This candle closed like I was just a little bit in the green on this candle right here. This candle right here that stayed above VWAP, but then the next candle it just took a dump. And on that last trade, I think I wound up losing about $100 on those 200 shares, so another like 50-cent loss or something. Right in here somewhere. Yeah, so 41, 21, 42, $83 loss on that. So I was like, okay, look, momentum, buying the dip, I'm just, and this thing ought to be squeezing, ought to be going through the roof, and it's not. So, okay. The next thing that I had on watch this morning was TTM. Now this one just opened up and took off. This is the 1-minute chart. And so the first pullback that I got with the break over was here in the mid to high 30s. It was past, so I'm looking at the right Fibonacci too, by the way. This Fibonacci, let's go to the daily here. This gap, it put it in a gap on, let's see, the 6th of October, it closed at $22.34. And then on the 7th of October, it opened at $24.62 and really hasn't looked back since then. And I don't know how I've missed these gigantic moves, so much of these gigantic moves. And really, this thing is just totally taken off. So today, I bought, I think it was only 50 shares. Let's see. 50 or 100, TTM 100 shares. I only made 18 cents off of it. And I think I got cold feet. So I was in right here at $30.63. Sounds about right. That's above the Fibonacci right here. This Fibonacci. And this Fibonacci is working great. Let's see, that's the 3.618 fib. Pretty high in those bleeds. But then it held and it kept moving. And I think, let's see, it went up to as high as 381, came back below my entry by about 20 cents. Got to my break even. Let's see, I only got 18 cents off of it. Let's see, then 399. So I think I let go of it somewhere right around here. Yeah, that looks about right. 386. I don't know, but I definitely let go of it. Before the next spot for it to have gone to, which was I had mapped out. I mean, I had it here. A hold above this Fibonacci means it's going to creep up to this next Fibonacci level, and it did. It went right to this level. See, the high here is 3196. And this Fibonacci level is 3197. So, it actually did break it over here when it was as high as 32. I probably, if I had actually held it for this long, I probably would have ditched after it fell down right here. So yeah, I didn't do as well on this stock as I wanted to. I was looking forward to a pullback, a little bit of profit taking, and then a run up from there. But it just took off. It just opened up and took off. And so I was like, it wasn't a great feeling being in this high after it moved, let's see, $29.48 to $30, and see after it already moved $1, and the thing had gapped up from the day before by 28 to 29, so it already gapped up $1. So I don't know, I just and the thing's going. If you look at the daily here, it's going parabolic, and when things go up quickly, they tend to discover gravity pretty quickly too. Could be different for the stock. Could be different for TTM, being that it has both Land Rover and Jaguar, and did really well on sales, and is recovering from this gigantic dip down here from the 2020 sort of recession area. So it made me nervous. I managed to get out of it profitably. It wasn't a huge profit, but yeah, all right. So then I let go of BNO contracts. I had 5 BNO contracts with strikes of $21, and they're in the money, and I was buying those on the dips. So let's see. I bought some BNO contracts right here, and then right here on this day. So on the 8th of October, the 6th of October, and the 29th of September, I was buying on red for energy. And it was working out all right. Now today, so $21.98. Both today and yesterday, we had a higher open, and then I don't want to call it a gap and crap, but it just came back down to kind of tag lower price. Yesterday's high was 22.22. Today's high was 22.21. And what's going on with this is the dollar looks to me like it's trying to break out. The dollar is supposed to be neutral to bearish, but look at this. It's run up, came up to this what is the high end of the risk range on the dollar, dipped down a bit, and actually kind of gave me some entries for BNO here, but now 94.48. It looks to me like the dollar is trying to break higher, and when the dollar breaks higher, that's going to be bearish for commodities, gold, silver, oil, lumber, you name it, right? And so it's kind of, I just don't want to overstay my welcome. I got out of these things profitably, and unfortunately, I don't know why, I goofed, and I bought, let's see, I had 5, I was long 5 of the BNO contract with a strike of 21, and for whatever reason I goofed, and I bought expirations on the 21st of January at a strike of 24, which really put me underwater on those damn things right away, unfortunately. So, but I figured, I sold them today before I sold these contracts today, before the price dipped back down below 21.98. And I remember watching it right here, and I was watching the dollar at the same time. I was like, okay, this is on a daily chart, 10-minute chart, this is a fairly large topping tail. Or I don't want to say it's fairly large, actually. It's only about 7 cents. But on the way BNO moves, that's a topping tail. And so I got over to my BNO contracts and started selling them on the way down right here. Exactly where I don't remember. So I'm just going to wait for the dollar to finish making its, if the dollar starts breaking out from here, I'll just wait for it to kind of top out and then look to get back into a bullish energy position. So, it's possible if the dollar can hold and if it can close above this 94.98 and then confirm and keep moving higher. It's really possible, for the dollar to get back into the 97 handle, and if that's the case, I don't want to be long gold, silver, or any commodity or anything that's dollar based. with a strengthening dollar, it's going to mean weaker prices on the commodities. It's really strange. We're not supposed to be going into a stronger dollar regimen right now. We're supposed to be going into a weaker dollar regimen with the way economic activity is occurring and inflation and GDP. However, an increased commodity price is going to put, upward pressure on a dollar. I mean, if somebody wants to buy a commodity, they've got to buy it in dollars, essentially. We're the reserve currency. The dollar is the reserve currency. So if, inflation is hitting and prices of commodities are going up, there's going to be people coughing up more dollars, in, let's say, Switzerland or Brazil or Argentina or, name the country that wants to buy oil or copper or lumber or cotton. They're going to do the transaction in the dollar, and so that means there's going to be demand. If prices of commodities are going up, there's going to be demand for dollars. If there's demand for dollars, the dollar is going to strengthen. And on top of that, we've got let me find the 10-year. So the 10-year looks like it's trying to top out. I would have put that. I don't have the risk range on the 10-year up, but the top end of the risk range on the 10-year is right around 1.62 or so. So if something's got to give. I don't know what it's going to be, and until that trade reveals itself, I mean, whatever it is, it's going to move. Whether it's the 10-year, the price on commodities, or the dollar, something's got to give. And until it does, I don't want to risk any money until I know what's going on. So let's see what else is going on here. INMD. Okay, yeah, this is one that I had on watch this morning that I really wasn't very bullish on. I kind of figured it would open up and just kind of sag. I put this is the 5-minute chart, and I put a Fibonacci on it, and right in here, it got close to this 61.8 Fibonacci. And so I took a little bit of risk on buying before it crossed the 61.8 Fib. And I bought in like 74, I think I bought close to the end of this candle. So it was close to 74.20, 74.16, something like that. And it made it up to the next Fibonacci level. And I only bought 50 shares, right? Let me check and see if here. INMD, I only bought 50 shares. And I got 68 cents profit. So I think I may have, let's see, 74.29, 74.25. Yeah, it hit this Fibonacci right here and then started to fall away. And so I went ahead and let go of it as it was falling away. It did actually go on to continue higher, actually. And the great push would be a push past its open at 77.18 to stick it out for that amount of time. I don't really want to. I made some money off of it. I could have taken more risk on it. It was a good trade. I could have taken more shares than just 50 shares, but this late in the day, so on and so on. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it. AFRM. So AFRM is one that I've been keeping an eye on, and it broke above. Here's this morning pivot. This is roughly a morning pivot right here at 138.57, and I was like, okay, well, so if it can, it stabbed a few times here, stabbed a few times. And I was watching it and I was like, it looks like it's really trying to break above and go over its high, its morning high right here. So I took a stab at it with 100 shares. I made 72 cents on it. I'm pretty sure I got into this thing, let's see, 138.50. I'm pretty sure I got into this thing right around 138.60-ish. 138.60ish. It did make a decent run up here to 140.50. I was like, okay, well, if it's, let's see if it can confirm above here and then continue higher. And it couldn't do it. And so I wound up letting it go. I think it was, I waited until after this candle, which actually this candle should have been where I should have gotten out, because that's like, it can't hold. I was like, let me see if it can, 139.85 is its morning high. So let me see if I can get this thing to hold. But it couldn't do it, and so I wound up letting it go. I was in at 135.60ish. Is that right? Yeah, I think I was in at 138.60. It's 138.60ish, and so I let it go at 139. What's that? 32. So 139. Yeah, it started dipping back down right here. I let it go on this candle right here. That's 139.25. So I wound up, I let it go on this candle right here. 70 cents gain on 100 shares, $70. So, okay. Low risk trade. Good. It was a good trade. Didn't optimize it, but it was a good trade. So what it does for the rest of the day, it's possible. I mean, it's still only noon, still almost 1 o'clock, So there could be energy left on this thing. It has held this pivot right here. Did break above it, come back down, test it, and is still holding above it. If it doesn't hold above it, then if it closes below on, like, say, a 10-minute basis, then AFRM has further down to go today. But if it holds above it, and starts breaking up above 140.49, then there's a lot higher for the stock to go today. Okay, so that's pretty much my trading day. Good luck out there, everybody. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at tomorrow morning's strategy session. I am out.